Hello everyone and welcome to Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com, the number one Superman fan site in the world. In this, our May 26, 2025 show, we're going to be covering a range of topics, including whether or not the toys and merchandise for the upcoming Superman movie are spoiling the story. We're also going to be talking about the world premiere date. We've got heaps of merchandise and stuff to look through. We've got some sad news on the comic book side of things with the death of one of the legendary creators and so much more. Joining me tonight, as always, are my two good friends and co-hosts, Michael Bailey. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Steve.
And Mark Lax. Hello, Mark.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are we doing tonight?
All right.
Busy. It's been like a crazy couple of weeks, and it's not really letting up. So, but other than that, everything's fine.
Good. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Now, for our listeners, watchers, people who are being with us tonight, joining us for the show, you're either doing it live or after the fact on a podcast. Obviously, it's a visual show, so we try to describe everything we've seen or we're showing you for people who are listening to it as an audio. But, Michael, they can get involved in tonight's show. How do they go about doing that?
Well, sending both Mark and I a large donation would help.
Envelope on the desk.
But having said that,
Yes.
going to Superman homepage. I figured Mark would be okay with getting bribed. Going to supermanhomepage.com/live is the best way to do it, and the cheapest, I would add. You just press the call now button. You're going to be put in the green room, and you can sit there and watch the show, waiting for us to hopefully be able to get to you. But it's been a busy couple of weeks, and I don't see that letting up any soon. But if you have a smartphone, you can also scan the QR code that's right next to me, mocking me, judging me, and that'll also get you to the same place. Now, a couple of things. One, the QR code is not mocking me or judging me, but it does have a terrible attitude. Two, and more importantly, if you are watching the show on your computer, desktop, or laptop, and you have an external speaker and you would like to be on the show, we're going to ask you to mute that or throw on some headphones because we are on a bit of a delay. That does screw with things. If you're using your smartphone, please use your headset, your AirPods, whatever, because the speakerphone function on the Apple 13 Pro Max is terrible, but it also creates this crackle. I may be speaking from experience. I'm not sure. But it creates a crackle, and that's just really annoying after a while.
Yes, indeed. Now, if you're watching this via Instagram and you're not seeing the full picture, you're only seeing the middle third, which is me, and you want to see what the other guys look like and what they're talking about and all the images we're showing, then feel free to go to supermanhomepage.com/YouTube to see the full version of the show. And thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, Rick Schutzow, and Jamie Klingensmith, our Superman champions. We really appreciate your support. We love the fact that you are making this show free for everyone. So thank you guys and girls for being our great sponsors. We love you, and thank you for being great champions of the Superman Homepage live show. So thank you very much. And if you would like to join those fine folks and have your name read out and shown on each episode of Superman Homepage Live, then you can simply click the join button below there on YouTube. There are different levels of membership with different levels of perks. Or you can go to patreon.com/Superman Homepage. Great way to be part of the sponsors. All right, and thank you to everyone who is joining us live tonight. We love having you and your company as we go through this next hour of Superman news, discussing all the things that are important in the world of Superman. And yes, I won't forget Kenneth, the Superman fan favorite segment. I'll make sure we get that done tonight. Don't worry about that. But if you are just like Kenneth, watching the show live, and you want to have your comments read out by us or referenced by us, then feel free to use the comments section there on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Mark, Michael, and I can see everything you're saying, any comments or questions you might have, and we can refer to them as the show goes on. But if you'd like your question or comment featured on the screen during the show, that's called a super chat on YouTube. All you have to do is click the dollar symbol. A slide will appear on your screen. You decide on the dollar amount you're willing to donate, and we will feature your comment or question on the screen as we go live tonight. All right, with all the housekeeping now out of the way, let's move into tonight's topics. And we start with movie news as always. And we know now that the world premiere of the upcoming Superman movie will be taking place in Los Angeles. And it will take place on, June 7th, I think it was?
June 7th?
July 7th. July. I'm getting ahead of myself. July 7th. I believe it's.
I'm not trying to correct you, but it was just like, wow, the premiere's like over a month before the movie comes out.
Scrap that. Start over again. July 7th. We'll edit this out in the. No one will know. I made a mistake. It's July 7th. It will be taking place in LA. And if you want to be there, you can. It's like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I kind of made a little bit of a reference there with my comment about scrap that, start over again kind of thing. But Golden Biscuit sweepstakes. Pick up a copy of Adventure Comics 210 at your comic book store on June 18th for a chance to attend the world premiere of the upcoming Superman movie on July 7th. It's like a golden ticket.
A couple things. If anybody named Slugworth approaches you, please do not pay him any attention.
Run. Just run.
But yeah, I mean, I was sitting there when I heard this, and I was just sitting there humming to myself, and I've got a golden biscuit, and then and I was looking at the lyrics, trying to come up with like a Superman bend on it. That song does not lend itself to parody at all. I am kind of curious how this thing is actually going to work. Because the thing about the golden ticket in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, by the way, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is the superior adaptation of that story. It is a source of much contention in my household. But I'm wondering how this works, because the idea in the movie was that you buy a bar of chocolate, you open it up, there's a wrapper on it.
Right.
So is every single copy of this Adventure Comics thing going to be in a wrapper? And here's the other thing. What is to stop a comic shop owner opening all of those and claiming it for themselves?
Good questions. I don't know the answers.
Yeah.
I'm looking through the official rules to see if there is anything in that. You've got to... So if you purchase a copy of the DC's facsimile edition of Adventure Comics 210, and it contains a Crypto's Golden Biscuit sticker, you have to take a photo of the sticker with a compatible mobile device or disposable camera, send it an email with the attachment of the photo, along with your phone number, email address, and everything by June 25th. It doesn't say... So for a chance to win a prize at the same odds of winning without... so you can actually... There's a chance to win a prize at the same odds of winning without purchasing the comic book. Send an email with your phone and email your name and phone number to cryptogoldenbiscuit@probabilityworks.com to be received by June 25th. So no purchase is necessary. That's really weird.
I think they're probably doing that for legal reasons.
Yes.
Because somebody will sue them saying, well, it's not fair that I can't enter the contest if I don't buy that comic. So maybe I'll give it a shot.
You do have to be a resident of the 50 whatever states of the US, so you can... how many states are there? I don't know.
There are 50.
Yeah, 50 states. Okay. Well, do you know how many states there are in Australia? Come on, guys. Come on. Do you know?
7.
We actually have states and territories, not all states. But anyway, I'm not getting into that. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that was a trick question. That's like
question.
One.
You got states.
Moving on. Moving on.
Okay. Mutiny.
There's
Go ahead.
Everyone went quiet. We're
waiting for you.
Questions in the comments. JK Krypton fan 76 saying when it will be in stores again. It will be in stores on. So it goes. It's let's see. The comic book will be in stores starting Wednesday, June 18th, and you've got until I think it is, entries must be in by June 25th. So there's a week. So June 18th to June 25th is when this is all taking place. So, but yeah, I'm just happy that we know now that the premiere is in LA on July 7th, which is it's Monday night, I think it is. Don't know if any of us will get invited, but it will be, I'm kind of clearing my calendar just in case.
No.
Yeah, me too.
And knowing my luck, I'd have to give it up again. So yeah, that is a Monday. That's a Monday night. Isn't that when the Amazon Prime thing is supposed to happen too?
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well it's probably the same
Isn't it
thing,
July 7th?
because that's the Amazon Prime members get access to tickets for July 7th. So it may be the world premiere that you're or it might just be around the world, around the US, because it's in cinema. It's an in cinema or in theater thing. People are going, people are gonna stream it and they're gonna leak it and it's gonna get spoiled. No,
Yeah.
you have to actually get tickets if you're an Amazon Prime Premiere or whatever it was member, that you actually get tickets to see it at select theaters around the US. So it probably be the same, might be the same screening, might be different screenings at the same place, but obviously the world premiere is where all the celebrities, the red carpet, the questions happen, all that kind of stuff, where the members of the cast members are actually attending. John Patrick Van Pelt, are you going to upset the 5 kids that don't behave themselves? That's from John Patrick Van Pelt. That's a super chat. I'm guessing he's talking about the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Look, if they don't behave themselves, they end up getting sucked up a pipe or shrinked into a TV,
Yeah.
or
So sent to the Phantom Zone. There you go.
yeah, that's it. That's the one.
It occurs to me that maybe you couldn't do I've Got a Golden Biscuit, but maybe we could do like an Oompa Loompa song about, like,
Yeah.
cheating to get the golden biscuit. Um,
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm sure we can come up with something creative, but we'll leave that for more creative minds than us. That's the world premiere news, folks. We can also reveal that, in good news, I think this is great for the box office takings, that Superman will officially be released in China, which is a huge market, but there's always speculation as to whether or not Hollywood films get released in China, and Superman is obviously a worldwide icon, and it's great that it will officially be released in Chinese theaters in July.
that'll really have a good impact on the worldwide box office as well, because those
100%.
people, there are discussions to be had about the subject, but it is pretty much well established that American movies do very well in China.
Yes, especially the big budget ones that are very well known, and Superman is definitely one of those. So happy about that. Also, on the movie side of things, we got a new image of David Corenswet as Superman thanks to Fandango. They had this summer movie preview, and this was an image that was released as part of that. It's obviously at the Fortress of Solitude entryway there. David Corenswet looking dynamic as the Man of Steel.
Yeah, it's a really good picture.
Saw heaps of people saying this should have been the first image we got of him as Superman, not the one with him putting his boots on or what have you. But I don't think it mattered.
I can understand that, but no, I mean what we got was a little more, a little more of a
Speculative.
tease.
Yeah.
Yeah, which and also made you question why was
What's going on?
why is the costume all burnt up, and all that. So
What's that thing out
made
the
you
window?
talk about it more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. What's that on the window?
Yeah, for sure. So, a great dynamic image there of David Corenswet as Superman. So that was impressive to see that one. We also got a new motion poster. Thank you to Krypton, JK Krypton's fan 76 for a super chat. Just a nice donation there. Thank you very much for that. and thanking me for answering their question a little bit earlier. But here is the motion poster that we got, which we finally get to see a proper image of Clark Kent. I love this motion poster.
Yeah, I do too. He's tugging at the tie. He's got the glasses off. I hope this isn't like a tease that there's going to be a shirt rip, because I'm really pulling for one. I know that shocks everybody, but I love these iconic shots of Superman, even though it's not "quote unquote" the traditional version of the costume. It's a new one, but it still feels very iconic and well in line with what we think of as Superman.
Yeah, it looks really, really
Yeah,
good.
the S's are, every movie the S has been different, and the size and the costume and all that, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that is clearly Clark Kent becoming Superman, and that's a very iconic image. However you look at it, and I think I have a feeling that there will be a shirt rip. I hope
Yeah.
somewhere in the movie.
Well, the quote that went along with this was, "Times may change, but hope always remains." And I guess that's kind of a reference to the fact that, times are changing and the costume has changed, but the message of Superman always stays the same. So John Patrick Van Pelt asking, is that poster supposed to be 3D between Clark and Superman? Not really 3D. It just shows the two images of the two identities of Superman, Clark Kent and Superman. It's just a nice way of transitioning between the two of them, but not 3D necessarily. All right, there's been heaps of displays out and about. There's one that I haven't got an image of right now, but it's like the Superman symbol, and it's kind of tilted, and you can kind of lie next to it with your feet up against it, or you can pretend you're lifting it, and that'll be it. Like, it's around at different expos and conventions and movie theaters moving forward. But the licensing expo took place in, I think it was Las Vegas this past week, and the costumes for the movie were on display. You've got Green Lantern there in the background, Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific in the background, and then Superman's costume. Obviously, it looks very baggy here on a mannequin that is not David Corenswet. So, a lot of people talking about that. But one thing that was kind of talked about quite a bit was the fact that somebody had one job to do and they couldn't get that right. Cornsweat.
Oh.
Either that or they just don't like him.
Like, there's an E in there, folks. It's Corenswet. Somebody got... Yeah, I can't believe that fell through the cracks.
Yeah. Wow. Jeez. Excuse my language, sorry.
So there you go.
Yeah.
They were on display at the licensing expo in Las Vegas this past week. But there's been lots of interviews taking place with some of the cast members from the upcoming Superman movie. Isabella Merced, who is a big star at the moment because she's been in the season two regular of The Last of Us, which I just finished watching the finale of season two, series finale yesterday. And she's also obviously playing Hawkgirl in the upcoming movie. She's been doing a number of interviews to talk about, obviously, both roles. But she was on the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, and she had this to say in regards to her role as Hawkgirl.
You're playing Hawk Girl.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I'm excited about this too, because everyone's talking about that. The trailer, by the way, is like at 29 billion or something crazy. 29 million in one day or something.
Yeah, that's...
How does that feel?
I was actually filming The Last of Us and Superman at the same time. So it felt like I was dating two people at once.
Yeah.
It was like juggling, like, who am I texting? And
Yeah.
like, which AD am I texting right now? And
So there's just a little bit of her reaction to having to film both those things at the same time and juggling those. And I think she said she was like on between eight flights a month or something at one stage, going between the two different jobs. So yeah, she's been pretty vocal about really enjoying the process.
Yeah, I mean, I love that we're starting to hear from the other stars. DC had the quote unquote official interviews on their podcast, but especially with her being on The Last of Us, which I haven't seen.
Oh, you got to. It's great.
I'm I'm apparently one of like 5 people on planet Earth that doesn't watch this show.
I'm the other one. I'm the other one.
Okay, good.
I've never-
It's why we want people to pay us so that we can afford an HBO Max subscription.
I'll watch it. Yeah, I'll watch it every day.
But
I think
I feel bad for actors when they're put in these positions where
They can't
they're
talk.
like doing 2 things at once. It's like when George Clooney was filming Batman and Robin and ER at the same time. Now, that was probably on the same lot, so he didn't have to do 8 flights, but still, that's,
It's pretty rough.
I mean, when you're acting, especially something, I don't know how big Hawk Girl's role is going to be in the movie, but that's an intense looking character.
Hmm.
And The Last of Us is a post-apocalyptic show, so what a
Very dramatic.
what a weighty time to live through.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to make mention of the super chat there from Kryptonite Corner. I love that this movie is leaning into the dual identity. Can't wait to see Clark. Thank you so much for your donation there. Isabella also was part of some other interviews. She was part of the DC Studios official podcast showcase, and there's a whole video there that you can watch on our website. We've kind of disseminated some of the key points about what they've said. Obviously, Nathan Fillion playing Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. He fought for the bowl cut. Definitely wanted it to be comic book accurate. And you can also hear more from Isabella about her role as Supergirl. Sorry, as Hawk Girl. I nearly made a bit of a faux pas there. So that is up on our website too, and that is the graphic to look for if you want to check that out. But speaking of Supergirl, we do have some details from Millie Alcock, who is in that similar position, Michael. She's been doing all these interviews for her Netflix series, which is called Sirens. And in promoting that, she has been asked over and over again about Supergirl. And she has been quite good at dodging the questions. Here's some of what she had to say about not being able to say much at all. I think I've got some. I thought I had them up here. Can't find it, but yeah, I don't have the. Let me see if I can. But she's like, "What can we talk? What can you say about Supergirl? Not much. I can't really say anything." Here's one from Extra. Well, first I'll do ET. ET had this. She had this to say.
And something we are definitely not holding against you becoming Supergirl. Fans are pumped. What are you excited to share with the fans about you being on the big screen as this character?
I just hope they like her. I don't know. I think that it's really exciting, and we haven't really had a standalone Supergirl film in a long time. So I just hope that they accept her in the DC family, and James Gunn taking over. It's kind of a new era for them.
So yeah, there's just her kind of giving an answer without giving an answer. So she just hopes that everyone accepts her in the DC family, which hopefully they do. And then she was also on Extra TV and had this to say when asked about it, but is kind of, again, good at kind of dodging the answer.
Have Supergirl coming out. I saw the trailer. Teases a little maybe Superman.
I can't speak.
Oh!
I can't speak. Yeah, I wrapped. Yes,
Girl,
I
you
know.
wrapped
I got
on
her in a
Friday.
chokehold. I don't want to get sued.
Why not? It's so fun.
Why not so fun?
You could tease.
No, I can't. I really can't. As much as I want to, I can't. But no, I literally wrapped on Friday, so it's just like
It's a whirlwind.
it's
for
a
you.
whirlwind. It's crazy.
So there she is. Can't say anything. I love the fact that she is adamant that she can't say anything.
Yeah, she's probably signed so many NDAs, it's not even funny. Her joking about getting sued, that's not really joking.
No.
DC so far does not have a Mark Ruffalo or a Tom Holland that is going to spill all of the secrets or, live stream the first 20 minutes of a film through his phone to Instagram. So, allegedly.
Yeah. Here's what she had to say on Jimmy Fallon.
What can we say about Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow?
We can say that I am Supergirl.
You're not allowed to say
I
anything.
mean,
No, I don't want to get you in trouble. And it's your first talk show.
It's my first talk show.
I don't want to get you in trouble.
Please don't.
I won't.
I'm very good at that
I want
already.
you to come back. Come back.
I'll come back.
Thank you. Let's talk about Sirens.
Yes.
Okay?
So there, again, we can just say that I'm Supergirl. So again, she's kind of doing really well at dodging the questions. And I didn't realize until recently that she was an Australian actress. And you can kind of the accent's in there a little bit, but she's obviously been around the US and Canada for quite a bit. There's a little bit of a twang in there that she's kind of a little bit losing her Aussie accent a little bit, but we won't hold that against her.
You sure about that?
Yeah, nah, it's all good.
You sure about that?
Not a problem whatsoever. All right, merchandise. There's lots of it out there for the Superman movie. Burger King. We've seen Michael. I know you went to Dairy Queen. I saw you.
Yep.
I saw you get the Blizzard thing and get some of the cups. So that was cool. How was that?
It was rather tasty. It's a cake batter Blizzard with bits of sugar cookie dough in it. I had a smaller one because I don't need that much sugar. But it was rather tasty. I was just more excited to actually walk into a store or walk into something and see they had the standee and everything up, and that Blizzard is specifically a Superman thing, and you can get the cups, and they're not like collectible cups. They're not plastic or anything.
Right.
They're just the standard type of cup that you get your ice cream or your sodas in.
Like the cardboard,
but
with a bit of a wax.
Yeah, but having said that, it was kind of neat, and I was really happy to see it.
Well, it looks like Burger King are jumping in on the action, but only in Mexico at the moment. We've got these kids' meal toys featuring characters from the upcoming Superman movie. We've got Superman, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Lex Luthor, Crypto, and the Engineer. And we anticipate that they'll probably be at Burger King's in the US and other places, but at the moment they're just rolling out in Mexico. And this is pretty cool.
No, it really is. Those are horrifying, but
They're
cute
all very
at the
angry.
same time. Well, if you were shaped like that, wouldn't you be angry?
So yeah.
But no, I'd love to see him coming here. I mean, not that something I want to run out and get, but just to have it,
The promo.
to have Burger King with a nice, what are their, I know they don't call it kids meals, whatever, not Happy Meal. That's the other place.
That's the other
But,
place.
Having that here in the States, that'll be, that's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. So we don't know if they will, but they usually are. They just kind of stagnate across different times of the cycle of the movie. So yeah, just wait and see if they turn up there. But we've been talking about some of the merchandise that's out there and whether or not it spoils the plot of the movie. We've seen the kaiju, we've seen Baby Joey, we've seen a baby kaiju, and these are available to order now, but I don't know I don't even have that one up there. But what do we think? Like, people are saying, "Oh, your Superman homepage is spoiling the movie." I'm like, well, don't blame us. The merchandise is out there in stores. We're reporting on the news that is relevant to Superman fans. These are out in Target stores. If we weren't showing you, you'd be seeing them all over your Facebook and your Instagram feeds anyway, because fans are out there buying these things. They're out there in stores. Don't blame us. Don't shoot the messenger.
More to the point, it's not giving any. It's revealing that these characters are in the movie. It is not telling you really who they are, or what their purpose is. I think more than anything, I was confused at why Baby Joey was made into a figure. I don't know how big or small the role of this character is going to be, or if it's Metamorpho's kid. But what it does is it gets people talking about the film and gets people guessing about the film. It's not a spoiler in that sense. And I think people start using spoiler like they use terms like Mary Sue and stuff like that, where it really doesn't matter. as long as there's not like a Qui-Gon's noble end type thing, and for those that forgot or weren't around, when Star Wars Episode 1 came out, the score to the movie came out before the movie, as typically happens. And one of the track titles was Qui-Gon's Noble End. And it's just like, I remember seeing that, I go, well, I guess Qui-Gon Jinn's dying at the end of this film. That's a spoiler. The fact that there is a character named Baby Joey, that's like saying a cast list is spoiling the movie. Like you're revealing everything about it. No, we're just telling you who's in it. So people gonna complain. I almost said a naughty word there, but people gonna complain.
It's also, it could be a little intriguing too, because I don't even know what a Baby Joey is. I mean, I certainly know Metamorpho and all that, but I'm still kind of curious. Is it Metamorpho's baby? What is it? Who is it? So it's also making it a little more intriguing, as if to say, well, I really can't wait to see what this thing turns out to be. So, and again, I wouldn't consider it that much of a spoiler. At least I wouldn't consider us spoiling everything if it's in every Target store around. But yeah, I mean, yes, like Mike said about, Phantom Menace and all that. Yeah, there are things that could be a real spoiler. I would not call this a real spoiler.
No. What about this?
Man movie. Watch out! A giant kaiju monster is destroying the city. This looks like a job for Superman. He flies in with a powerful punch. Ew! Slime explosion! Uh-oh, the kaiju is reloading for a bigger battle. Call in the Justice Gang. Get him, Green Lantern! Mr. Terrific teams up. Hawk Girl soars in to help Superman save the day. Boom! Slime time! Superman vs. Kaiju Battle Pack. Other figures each sold separately. Superman movie rated PG-13.
That's a real commercial? Oh, okay.
That is a real commercial. Is not a parody of the Don't Mess with the S commercials from the 90s. And as soon as I saw it, that was all I was thinking of. I just expected like an animated Guy Gardner coming in the middle going, "Don't mess with the S." It was great. I loved it.
It's like a 1980s commercial, as JK Krypton Fan 76. It's a throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... I'm kind of amused that they actually made a commercial for these toys. And then I forget that I don't watch a lot of children's programming. But every once in a while, like, we put on something for the dogs when we're leaving the house to keep noise and stuff. And usually it's a kids thing because Lady gets very upset at people like having serious conversations on television. So, and they show commercials and they're for like modern toys. And I'm like, oh, I guess this is a thing. So
they still exist.
I guess it shows what I know.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty cool. I love that. But, all right, we're going to take a quick break. We've got more merchandise stuff to talk about, but we've also got our regular segments, our fan favorite segment, which we missed last week. We've got the super secret soundbite, This Week in History. So stick with us, folks. Plenty to get through in the second half hour of our show tonight.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying Superman Homepage Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program, just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by going to patreon.com/Superman Homepage.
Up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
DC. Comics. Incredible. Action. Astonishing. Adventure. The coolest heroes. The bravest heroines. And the most outrageous villains. Too tough for TV. In the universe. DC Comics. Read them and love them.
Ah, yes, the 1990s, that TV commercial. But I love the fact that this new movie is tying in a lot with the comic. The comic books are getting promoted along with, for the film. I mean, there's a book out there, I believe, that you can, grab with some of the stories that are influencing this movie. But the DC shop has got some new Superman merchandise. So before we jump into the fan favorite segment, just some of these that you want to have a look at on the shop.dc.com. Some cool items there for the movie that are available on their online shopping page. So there's also, if you're want to head to Amazon through our website, there are some phone accessories like these little pop socket holder things for the back of your phone. And there are also phone cases as well for different types of phones out there. So lots of merchandise. Remember, it was like a month or two ago, everyone's saying there's nothing out there, they're not promoting this movie enough, they're dragging their heels, but here we go, and it's like you just can't keep up.
Yeah, and the reason why they waited that long is they wanted to have it as close to the movie as humanly possible, so that you didn't get sick of it, that you didn't get bored of it, that it gets you talking about something that's coming up. So
exactly. Your dogs might like to chew on this one, Michael. It's a little sleeping crypto plush that is available from boxlunch.com. It's an 18-inch little toy. So that's cute and adorable.
It is very cute. I don't know. I don't know what my dogs are gonna like. My dog lady's current favorite toy is the giant stingray stuffed animal that I got for Rachel a little over a year ago, and she loves that thing. So I mean, you can never tell with these things.
Yeah. JK Krypton fan 76 saying, why are they only iPhone cases? No, I believe they're available for Android as well. Some of the ones we just grabbed whatever was available to show you, but I believe they're available for all different types of phones. So when you go to our website and click on that page, you'll be able to pick whichever version suits your particular phone. Mark, are you a Uno? We say Uno, I don't know why, but it's Uno. Card game fan?
No.
Never played?
I was years and years ago.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in a long time. I'll say this. Not that I'm not a fan. I haven't played it in many, many years.
But yeah, it's pretty cool that we've got a set coming out designed with the Superman movie characters on it. So that's coming out from Mattel.
Yes.
So yeah, like I said, so much merchandise out and about there for Superman fans to be able to sink their teeth into or open their wallets to, whatever, however you want to phrase it. But let's get into our regular segments, because we can't go by without doing the fan favorite segment this week. All right, our fan favorite question from our last time we did it was asking you, what is your favorite episode of the Supergirl TV series? And we had quite a few people send in some responses. Michael, who was up first?
Lorenzo Hot Takes Valdez wrote in saying, I thought for a long time that no Supergirl episode would top Midvale for me, given what a lovely homage it was to Smallville that episode felt like. But in the final season, they ultimately delivered an episode that topped even that for me. How did they accomplish this feat? They did another lovely Smallville homage by bringing us more flashbacks to teenage Kara and Alex in Midvale with the two-parter Prom Night and Prom Again. Yep. And this time we got to see Brainy and Nia interact with the younger versions of characters, and they gave us younger Cat Grant as well. If I'm required to choose just one part of that two-parter, I'm going with Prom Night.
Thank you very much, Lorenzo. Very cool. Mark, who was up next?
Jamie S. Klingensmith, who wrote, my favorite season and episode of Supergirl is season 3, episode 9, Rain. The fight scene was amazing and it highlighted Kara's vulnerability. Another favorite of mine, season 4, episode 16, The House of L. Her acting was legendary as her portrayal of Red Daughter.
Thank you very much to Jamie for that one. Next up, we had Kenny Crowley Jr., who said, my favorite episodes of the Supergirl TV series. It holds a very special place in my heart. Well, so many to choose from, but here it is, season 1, episode 1, pilot. A great introduction to the series, and you could already tell this series is going to be something special. And unlike the recent big screen DC Comics content at the time, Supergirl was hopeful, bright, and optimistic. And Melissa Benoist's Supergirl, Kara Zor-El, Kara Danvers is and was a job to watch each season. Was a joy to watch each season, I think that means. The shot from the end of the episode of Kara flying over National City gave me the same feeling I had seeing Christopher Reeve fly as Superman in Superman the movie. So thank you. Kenny sent a really long one, but Kenny, we've just kind of whittled that down to the bare necessities. So thank you, Kenny, for that response.
JP Rocha wrote, my favorite episode of Supergirl was World's Finest, season 1, episode 18. I was a big fan of the Flash show, and it was nice to see him cross over with Supergirl.
Yeah, they had a fun dynamic, those two together. Thank you, JP.
And Ryan Ignatius Pratt wrote, it's been a while since I've seen Supergirl, so it's hard for me to name a favorite episode. But I do remember very much enjoying the season 1 episode for The Girl Who Has Everything, which of course is an homage to the classic Alan Moore tale for The Man Who Has Everything. So I guess I'll select that episode as my favorite. Honorable mentions, though, go to both the pilot and the season 2 premiere, The Adventures of Supergirl, which first brought Tyler Hoechlin's Superman to the Arrowverse.
Very good. Thank you very much, Ryan, for that. So thank you to Ryan, JP, Kenny, Jamie, and Lorenzo for their responses to this question, the most we've had in a while. Let's see if we can get more people answering. Or actually, first, guys, either of you have a favorite episode that comes to mind?
I don't want to say the ones with that introduced Tyler because that seems kind of unfair. I love those episodes and they mean a lot to me. But, this is a Supergirl show, so I feel like if I'm going to say what's my favorite episode, it would be a Supergirl episode, or it would be something that didn't involve Superman. And I'm going to go with the pilot, mainly because I remember enjoying it so much. That was such a huge deal in 2000. God, it's 10 years this fall, you guys. just to make everyone feel old.
Mark.
I can't, right off the top of my head, I can't really think of a particular one that I really liked. There were many. Of course, this may be I enjoyed all the Elseworlds and Crisis, and I enjoyed all of those, and I enjoyed Supergirl's part, who played such a great part in almost all of those. So yeah, but I probably have to go to the pilot too, because the pilot just set everything up. It was very hopeful.
Yeah.
It made you really, it made you kind of fall in love with Melissa Benoist as the character. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely go with that one as well. And the one where her and Barry did the whole singing thing, that was quite.
Yeah.
That the duo. John Patrick Van Pelt says his favorite was when they introduced Superman in season 2. So thank you for that super chat. Very much appreciated. All right. The new fan favorite question for this week is, what is your favorite episode of the Justice League Action TV series, the animated series? Not one that's very well known or was very popular, but it is quite fun. So if you haven't seen it, I think they're still available to stream. And we had one of the voice actors on here, Jason J. Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
This was the ad that he did for us.
Hi, this is Jason J. Lewis, the voice of Superman from Justice League Action. You're listening to Radio KAL Live, brought to you by SupermanHomepage.com.
Yep, that was back in the day before we went video. So, yeah, Jason was the voice of Superman from Justice League Action. So, yeah, get involved with the fan favorite segment by answering what is your favorite Justice League Action episode using the email address info@supermanhomepage.com. All right, let's jump into... So we've got to do the super secret soundbite. Let's do that next.
Only one thing alive with less than 4 legs can hear this frequency, Superman, and that's you.
All right, so here was the super secret soundbite from last month. Take a listen.
What's the matter, Kent? Too warm for you, huh? Hey, come on, chicken! Let me get you.
So that was from Superman 3. Michael, we had a few people guess where that was from. Who were they?
Jamie S. Klingensmith. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Jamie. I apologize. Alex Davis, Casey Jones, Roy Seitz, and Jason Jaroslawski.
Excellent.
Thank you. Go back to growing up in Pennsylvania for that last name.
Thank you to those guys and girls for guessing where in the world of Superman that came from. Congratulations for guessing that it was from the movie Superman 3, The Junkyard Battle. Here is our new super secret soundbite for this next month. Have a listen.
It is necessary. How could such atrocities be necessary? What you call atrocities, I call terrible necessities.
So, do you think you know where in the world of Superman that sound comes from? If you do, don't say anything now in the comments. Simply head to the Superman homepage website, and under the contact menu, you will find this super secret soundbite entry form. Fill out the form, send your entry in, and we'll read out the names of each person who guesses it right when we return to the super secret soundbite at the end of June. So that's the super secret soundbite. All right, let's do This Week in History, because we've missed it over the last couple of weeks. Here we go, Michael.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bonds of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
It's a rare week because we actually have something from every year,
every decade
over the last every decade. Well, it's a year in a decade. Stop editing me. In 1945, we have More Fun Comics number 104. This would be the 4th appearance of Superboy. And, that's something we haven't really talked about, that this year is the 80... It's 1945, so it's the 80th anniversary of Superboy.
There you go.
That's kind of cool. 1955, speaking of Superboy, we have Superboy number 42. I had to get away. Those guys were creeping me out on that More Fun cover. So it's Superman and Horsies, so that makes kind of sense in 1955. World's Finest number 77 came out around the same time too. At least they're all doing something outside of recreational activities on this one. Action Comics number 206, which is a pretty iconic cover, I would say.
Definitely.
They would redo that for Action around the time of Infinite Crisis. But Superman marries Lois Lane. That would never happen.
Yeah.
And Adventure Comics number 214, which is Crypto doing what dogs do. So there you go. The early Crypto had weird eyes. Can we agree on that? Like on the covers, that his eyes... Suddenly I'm like Bill Murray at Ghostbusters. Stop creeping me out with those bug eyes. Sorry about the bug eyes comment, Crypto. I'll be in my office. 1965, we have Action Comics number 326, which is the Legion of Super Creatures. That's actually a really cool cover. And Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen number 86, with the Unknown Legionnaire. The team of Brainiac and Olsen that tracks. And then you said there was an Adventure Comics for this one, right? Yeah, the Unknown Legionnaire. That is a really silly costume. 1975, we have Action Comics number 450, which is apparently a laugh riot, if the cover is to be believed. I have nothing more to say to that. Action in 1985, we have Action Comics number 570, who is Alter Ego. I've read this book and have absolutely no memory of it now, but that's okay. World's Finest number 318 also came out that day with a really unfortunate villain on the cover. 1995, this is a big one. Superman, the Man of Tomorrow, the 5th Superman title from the Triangle era. That was a quarterly book that was meant to fill in the 4 times a year that there was a 5th Wednesday in a month. And then DC came along with the 5th week events and kind of made that book irrelevant. And if you were following Superman around the time, it got like really complicated following the books. Because Man of Tomorrow would come out at the most random time, but that was Roger Stern and Carrie Gamble coming back. Oh, not Carrie Gamble. Tom Grummett coming back to the characters, and that's a pretty iconic cover as well.
Definitely.
2005, we have Adventures of Superman number 640, which is getting deeper into the Ruin storyline. Superman was also in Batman this week. Batman number 640 as well. I forgot that those two had lined up like that. And he crosses over to talk about the whole Jason Todd thing. JLA number 114 is next, continuing the Crime Syndicate storyline that was kind of a quasi-sequel to JLA Avengers. And I threw this in, even though it's not technically a Superman book. Legend number 4. This is it's the comic book adaptation of Philip Wiley's Gladiator, which is very much a progenitor and influence on Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Siegel mentioned reading the book, and then he mentioned he never read the book, probably because they were trying to avoid litigation. 2015, Convergence number 8, wrapping up that storyline. But we also had Convergence Action Comics number 2 coming out this week that had Power Girl and the Wonder Woman from Red Sun fighting on the cover. And Injustice Gods Among Us, year 4, number 2, page 15. I don't know, but this is continuing. This thing ran a really long time.
It did.
Like, this, I think, was their most successful digital first series. If I may be wrong about that, but I don't think I am.
Sounds good to me.
But that's this week. Oh, wait. We got the real world stuff. Almost forgot. May 27th. And it's really ironic that this comes up because I'm currently rewatching the West Wing. Richard Schiff, who was Emil Hamilton in Man of Steel, was born in 1955 on May 27th. And on May 30th, Aaron Smolinski, which is a name I always have trouble with, was born in 1975. There he is with Richard Schiff. See, it all comes back to Richard Schiff here. But he was Baby Kal-El in Superman the movie. He was the kid by the photo thing in Superman 3, and he was a soldier in Man of Steel. And that is this week in history.
Excellent, and a good friend of the show. Shout out to Aaron. Happy birthday, mate. I hope you have a good one. All right, so that is this week in history. Thank you, Michael. That is excellent. I'm glad Wonder in the comments on YouTube saying that he knew about the Superman homepage for years, but only found this channel because of our TikToks mentioning it. So that's cool. We're not really that big on TikTok, but glad that it's coming into some use. All right. Still on stuff about the Superman movie. Talking about promos, we've got sports, we've got baseball, we've got basketball, all tying in with the film, and you've also got the MotoGP partnering with the movie. There was a promotional teaser for the one of the riders, Neil Hodgson, donning a Superman outfit to jump on the bike and do a whole promo with Superman. So there you have it. There's just a little bit of the promo they did for the MotoGP. Partnering with Superman. He's donning his special Superman suit and bike and everything, and just another promo for the film in another sport.
apparently they didn't want to do a promo enough to pay for the John Williams music. That was
yeah, that was different.
It sounds like something from like the 80s. It's like, okay, we're gonna do a Superman sounding theme, but it's got to sound like it's coming from the 80s, and it can in no way be influenced by John Williams. So,
Mark, what do you think of these coming out? Superman the movie, Spin Master action figures. There'll be, for some reason, there's 2 Jor-Els, but we can't get a Clark Kent. There's Lex Luthor, there's General Zod, there's Lois Lane, there's Superman. And these are very retro looking, but a retro collection announced by Spin Master.
I like those. To say how much, probably not that much because they're...
No, I don't see that there's a prices yet, but these are, I believe, I'm not even sure what size, 6-inch scale.
6-inch, okay. Yeah, they got Lex with the wig and the suit, and I guess you can take the hair off. Yeah, there you go. You can take the hair off.
So there you go.
No, those are really good. I like.
Yeah, they're really cool. So yeah, they're coming
Kryptonite,
out. Spin Master.
Kryptonite necklace. Yeah.
As we wrap up towards the end of the last 4 minutes of the show, the legal battle has resurfaced. They're filed again. So we wait and see what happens with that. I imagine it will probably just be dismissed again. So that's June 4th is when we'll find out about that. Sadly, we lost comic book legend Peter David. He passed away age 68 this past week. For Superman fans, his Supergirl run for me was phenomenal.
Yes.
Like it was just kind of reimagine the character completely. And there's also he had he wrote Injustice. Young Justice. Michael, but you were like, he's the greatest Hulk writer of all time.
He is flat out the greatest writer to ever write. His Hulk run, he is the long. I think he beat Stan Lee in length of writing the character, but he redefined the character and then redefined it and redefined it. But his DC work as well. We wouldn't have a $1 billion Aquaman film without his version of the character. Supergirl and Young Justice were amazing, and it's just further proof that the American healthcare system is terrible.
Yeah, sadly, he had a long-running battle with illness and was, sadly, only 68. It's pretty young, so our condolences to his family and friends. And there were heaps of tributes from all across the industry, from James Gunn to comic book writers and artists who had their say about Peter David, who, from everything we've heard, was a great guy. So, again, our condolences to his family and friends on his passing. There's heaps of merchandise out there at the moment for things other than the movie. There's action figures. New 52, Michael, I saw you commenting on this one online. You've kind of come around a little bit on this costume.
Yeah, I have a lot of affection for the costume now. I think this is an amazing figure. The head sculpt is great. I just hate the fact that the cape is not pointy. Like,
yes,
like they would do Superman costumes that were not the New 52 with pointy capes, and now it's a New 52 costume and it doesn't have a pointy cape. I can never be satisfied with anything.
Yeah, this is a Target exclusive gold label action figure from McFarlane Toys. So if you're got a Target near you, you're dining out.
Yep, absolutely.
Mark, these ones are The Strange Lives of Superman from McFarlane Toys. Yeah, you've obviously got the lion head. Yeah, these are wild. Yeah. You got the large brain, the cranium thing. These are coming out from McFarlane Toys.
Yeah, no, those are great. And Silver Age, one of my favorite times. So.
Yeah, so there you have it. There's also a couple of coins coming out from the US Mint. There's some gaming chairs from across Europe and other things that you can check out on the Superman homepage from this past week. But that pretty much brings us to the end of tonight's episode. I want to thank my two co-hosts, Michael Bailey. Thank you, Michael.
Pleasure as always, Steve.
And thank you, Mark.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, Rick Schutzau, Jamie Klingensmith. Thank you very much for your support. John Patrick Van Pelt, I think I said that. Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Rick Schutzau, Jamie Klingensmith, and Tina Murray. Thank you for your support. Thank you to all the fine folks who joined us over this past hour. We love your company. Thank you so much for spending this past hour with us here on Superman Homepage Live. The three of us will be back next week on Monday, June 2nd, I think it is. Yes, at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time for another edition of Superman Homepage Live. We hope you'll join us then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of my two friends, Michael Bailey and Mark Lax. Thanks for joining us here on Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com. Good night.